Alright guys, we just hit Master Ball not even a full day after the ranked season. Today I'm going to be showcasing the deck I used to make it a Master Ball, and it's actually been working very efficiently versus the current meta. Now this is probably one of the fastest decks out there, and essentially you can end games in little to no time, which gives you more time to win more games. Remember, being a top ranked player is determined by your ability and time to get in as many matches as possible. With most top ranked players' win percentage being around 50 to 60%, it's almost impossible to keep a win streak going. Alright, into our first game versus a top 1,000 player. Alright, here we go. And we flip tails. Great. So with this deck, you always, preferably you want to start first, starting out with a Pichu or at least a Zeraora, generating those free energies, building up quickly. But it's fine. We'll see what he does. See, our hand is not the best. What we can possibly do this turn now is, since he did a red card, we're gonna Pokeball, obviously. But seeing as we can't attack, and we don't want him in red card either, we're just gonna Sabrina right away to get him to not attack this turn, waste an extra turn. Now, if he has a Dawn or Energy or Elemental Switch, well, we're fucked anyways, but let's try it out. He's running the Silvally Oricorio with Zeraora. This deck is really popular. I've ran into it multiple times. It's a really good deck, but with the right start, we destroy it every single time. Now we're just going to go in for a simple attack, seeing as he can't obliterate us next turn at all. Well, technically he can, but we'll play it safe. Alright, he opts to switch into Zeraora. Save that Oricorio for our Arceus. Now, we have Osiris and a second Oricorio on the bench. We're simply going to put the energy on Arceus and hit him with Osiris. Get that Oricorio out of here. Oricorio is not hard to deal with, but it's definitely a pain to deal with sometimes. With this deck, there's no one-shottable move to kill this Oricorio, so you definitely need to take him out with Zeraora or Oricorio, our own. Now we're going to sacrifice our Oricorio right here to set up our Arceus next turn. See, a lot of players forget about the new Elemental Switch item that is essentially a Dawn for energy, fire, and water. But what they don't know is you could use 2 elemental switches in one turn. Actually, pair that with a Dawn, that's 3 energies in one turn. We're gonna use Oricorio down there, and instead of using the elemental switch, we'll use the Dawn, because you could use the elemental switch and pair it with a Giovanni to deal more damage. You know, if I could get 3 elemental switches in one deck, I would, but we can't. That's 2 points, and I don't see how he can possibly win this, no matter what. Even if he evolves, all we need to do is pull a second card, and there you go, he concedes. Match number 1 out the way. Alright, game number 2 underway. against Erico TCG YT. Very decorated profile. Definitely a top ranked player. And we're going second again. See, it's not optimal to go second, but we do start with Pichu, which is great. We can have almost 3 energies by our first turn. We'll pull Oricorio down just because, in case he red cards. You know, red cards always I'm very scared of red cards. I hate red cards, Mars, any card disruption. It seems he's running Skarmory. Possibly the new Skarmory EX as well. The new Skarmory card, it's good, but I don't see it being a top deck. It's not that good. 2 energies to attack and 2 energies to retreat is very terrible. And this right here is the ideal start. Pichu in the front, Zero Aura building your energy on the first turn. You already, look at this setup. 2 energies on Arceus, 1 energy on Zero Aura. You can already attack by your second turn with Arceus dealing 130 damage. I do sacrifice my Pichu here, but it's not a problem. He might not have an item actually. We'll see. Okay, he opts to go for the Rocky Helmet. Professor's Research. Oh, and he puts it on the Skarmory EX. Okay. See, this turn, I could either Professor's Research or hit him with the Zero Aura. And we're going to hit him with the Zero Aura paired with the Giovanni to take out his Skarmory. Perfect. Hit it for that 80 damage. Yes, he can take out my Zero Aura next turn. But he'll be very, very vulnerable to a 110 hit. Hits me with a silver to get rid of my Professor's Research. Silver is a really good card this meta, or this new update. Really, really good card. And he opts to choose my Professor's Research, leaving me with a Sabrina. Okay, he takes out my Zero Aura, not a problem. He takes... It's always good to put Pichu in, just because he has that free retreat. But we're going to go in and put an Oricorio. Well, you look at that, man. A second Oricorio. Perfect. Set up the Oricorio and end our turn. He can't attack us right now at all. And if he does choose to attack us, he'll have to retreat both energies or burn a leaf. He's thinking about this one long and hard. Pause. Sometimes I wish matches were cut from their usual time by 5 minutes, man. These matches go on way too long sometimes. Okay, this is our first look at a Sabrina. Or, not Sabrina, Jasmine. Okay. So Jasmine only works on Skarmory EX, not on regular Skarmory. This gives an opportunity to Sabrina right here. Perfect. Now either option is perfect. If he puts in the EX, he's stuck. He won't be able to retreat or burn another leaf. He opts to go with the regular Skarmory. His only solution to our Oricorio, which makes no sense. Hit him for the whopping 70 damage. He's only left with 10 HP. I don't think he can win this at all. With 2 Oricorio, yep. See, 2 Oricorios on the bench, instant concede. There's no way he won that. GG's. Alright guys, going on to game 3 versus Xeno Poke. Another top ranked player. Well, I mean, everybody's gonna be a top ranked player at this age. And we finally flip heads. Perfect. Start off with Pichu. Ideal, very ideal. We just need another basic mon to set it up perfectly. Three Pokemons. Magby, Ho-Oh, and Raikou. A very odd deck. Raiku's a very good Oricorio counter. I like Raikou. Might be seeing him more in the meta. Get the Oricorio. Pichu. You know, I might actually incorporate Raikou into this deck. I love that card. Very good card. Same HP as Aurora, but dealing 20 more damage. Easily one-shotting an Oricorio. I have to think about that one. Okay, he's trying to set up his Ho-Oh. Now, next turn he can attack with Ho-Oh for 80 damage. The only mon that can tank that is our Zeraora, because our Oricorio will just get one-shotted. Unless... See, we want him to sub into the Ho-Oh because if he has an elemental switch, Dawn, or 2 elemental switches, he can one-shot us with Raikou if we were to put in our Oricorio. And Oricorio is our only counter to the Lugia and Ho-Oh. Just didn't want to deal with the Ho-Oh personally. Arceus. Wow. Odd deck. Hits us with the Mars, which is actually perfect. A lot of my cards I had were useless. We get Arceus. Perfect. Now we just need at least one elemental switch and we are looking good. Okay, we're gonna put in our Arceus. We're gonna set him up with an energy as well. Hit the hole for 70 damage. Now this is one-shot territory for our Arceus. And there's the Lugia. Oh man, 3 gold cards. Guy's luck is insane. Alright, so he chooses to sub into the Arceus to take out my Zeraora. Not a bad choice. We're gonna put in Pichu just because it has a free retreat, just while we brainstorm. We get hit with the Dawn and Arceus here. See, I could hit him with the Arceus for 130 if we put our Arceus in. But then he'll be left at 10 HP. Probably sub back into the Ho-Oh or Raikou. It's very vulnerable at that point. But you know what? We have 11 cards as well. We're gonna sub into the Arceus and just hit him with the 130. We use Dawn because we want to save our elemental switches. Elemental switches are probably the best card in this deck. Ultimate Force for 130. Now, whenever we pull our Cyrus, it's GG's for him. Now, the smart play to do here would be switch into his Raikou. Literally the only Pokemon he can switch into. Uses Leaf to switch into Raikou. To hit me for a whopping 70 damage. You see, there is a drawback with Raikou though. Every time he attacks, it takes 20 damage. And instead of putting the Giant Cape on his Raikou, he chooses to put it on the Arceus. See, right here I'm thinking, does he have a Cyrus? I don't think he has a Cyrus, only because he's running Lugia. Lugia one-shots almost any Pokemon in the game currently, with the exception of a few added with Giant Cape. But I don't think he has Cyrus almost whatsoever. So we're going to sacrifice our Pichu here while we set up our Oricorio for next turn, leaving him literally in the mud. So either he kills my Pichu, uses Sabrina, or switches back into Ho-Oh. But he doesn't know how. Next turn, I can hit with my Arceus for 130 as well. Unless he chooses to get rid of my Pichu. But another Leaf. Choose to go into Ho-Oh with an elemental switch to set up his Lugia. But he doesn't know about my elemental switch, so he's done. And that's GG's right there. Unfortunate for him. Elemental switches are literally the only item that wins the games. I mean, you could use Dawn too, but elemental switch paired with Giovanni does 140 damage, taking out almost any Pokemon. Any EX Pokemon, sorry. And he concedes. Didn't even let me get the satisfying shot. Well, that's game 3. GG's. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully this deck helps you in your master climb. Hopefully top 1,000. Well, I personally want top 1,000 for me, but for you, hopefully top 10,000 if you don't get the time. I know many of you guys have been waiting for this deck. And here it is. It definitely could use some revamps and some changes here and there. So don't be afraid to change some cards. Alright guys. Thank you for watching, and hopefully this deck helps you reach your rank goals. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more Pokemon Pocket content. Peace.